Happy Friday to you, everybody. We have reached the end of the work week, and now it is time for the Friday Five. And I thank you so much for joining me here today for a Friday edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. And we're going to finish the series that we began this whole week. We've been looking at the same two verses of Scripture where Paul is concluding his letter to the Corinthians. 1 Corinthians is where he's coming to an end here. And he, in these two verses, he gives these two verses a lot of punch here because he gives 5 commands that I wanted us to unpack for us to apply to our lives here today. And we're going to come to the final one here this morning. So let's get to it. Take a look at our scripture that we've been looking at all week long. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, starting in verse 13 and going to verse 14. So here we go. Paul says this: be on your guard. We covered that on Monday. Stand firm in the faith. We covered that on Tuesday. Be courageous. That was Wednesdays. Be strong. That was Thursday. And now here's today's. It's verse 14. Do everything in love. Do everything in love. Now, what's Paul saying here? Okay, is Paul saying that we can never be mad? Well, I don't think he's telling us that we have to turn off certain emotions that God has given us. But doing everything in love, I think what that is, I think that's a backdrop for everything that we do, the words that we say, the way that we approach people, the way that we interact with people. I think Paul's saying, look, when you choose the words that you say, make sure you do it with love. Because when we do it with love, then that changes the tone. It changes our purpose. It changes why we do things, how we do things. It changes everything. And when you do everything with the love of Christ as your motivator, okay? Where, for example, if I interact with somebody at the store, let's say the cashier, and maybe there's something wrong with my order or something like that. Okay, I've got a choice there. Okay, if I feel that I've been wronged, okay, I got a choice. I could come off as a jerk. Or I can remember that that's a human being that Jesus died for, and I don't need to shut off the love of Christ just because he didn't charge me right for my Doritos. Okay? Or whether that be our friends, maybe our family. I think everything that we do, we should do it in love. You're making a difference as a follower of Christ. You're making a difference for eternity, whether you realize it or not. You're making a difference in someone's life. You're adding to someone's receptivity to the gospel. Their receptivity, their acceptance of Jesus. A lot of that rides on you and how you interact with those people and the love that you show them. And so when Paul says, look, do everything in love, I mean, that's every conversation. That's every interaction. That's every business dealing. That's with the people that are closest to you, and that's with the people that are your total strangers that you interact with from time to time, or maybe just see once in a while. And God really grips me about this constantly because I never, ever, ever want to shipwreck my witness because of a weak moment, because I'm angry, and I'm not perfect with that. But I think the Lord really expects us to have the love of Christ behind everything that we do and all the words that we say. I want to encourage you today, as you go into the weekend, everything you do it not out of obligation. Do it in love. Everything you do, don't let it be about you. Let it be about other people. Be selfless. That's That's doing things in love. That's the love of Christ. And I tell you what, that'll change you. That will change you. So I encourage you today, go for it. Do everything in love this weekend. Okay, thanks for joining me. We love you, and I hope you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon, Lord willing. Bye-bye.